Fantastic Four. It's been made into a film before. What makes this one different? What's going to make this one special? How are you going to get it right this time?
Get it right this time. Yes, that's important. I think this version is told from a teenager's point of view. You know, what would really happen today if we all had an accident and we got these abilities? We wouldn't just throw on a suit and try to save the world. It would be a bit of a problem, something to overcome, an obstacle. And we really focus on the family element of that. You know, it's truly an origin story. You see these kids and how this accident kind of transforms their lives and how they grow and they become the Fantastic Four that everybody is so familiar with the other comics and the original films. So I think that's a different take on the approach that we try to do on this one.
Well, and Kate, I have a question for you about building character. When you're doing a character that exists in the comic books, it's been done in a film before, how do you go about creating your character? Is it just there in the script? Do you have meetings with the director? How do you go about creating a character from the inside out?
Sort of a combination of all of those things. You know, I was familiar with who Sue Storm was as a superhero, but not as, you know, before she got her powers. So a lot of that was just in the script already. A lot of that was, we had long conversations with our director, Josh Trank, about what the backstory was there and just like what our relationships are individually, and then you just sort of take it from there.
And Jamie, I have a question for you. You know, when I was talking to my daughter, who's 10 years old, about this film, she asked who was playing the various characters, and I say that Jamie Bell is playing The Thing, and she's like, wasn't he and Billy Elliot? Why would you cover up an actor that great with orange rocks? Now, is it difficult as an actor to act through that? What do you do to make sure people can sort of get your character when you're covered up with special effects?
It's very sweet that she would say that. Tell her I said thanks.
I definitely will.
No, I mean, I think, you know, performance capture and motion capture gives you the chance to play characters that you ordinarily wouldn't get to play, whether it's, you know, characters that we love, like Gollum in Lord of the Rings, you know, which is the same technology that we use to achieve this, you know, Caesar from Planet of the Apes, those kinds of characters that require technology, but also require an actor to really kind of be the kind of puppeteer to this digital character. It's important, but I enjoy using all of me because I'm a dancer. I'm quite physical, so yeah, anything that's really immersive for me is a lot of fun.
Okay, that's a good answer. Miles, I have a question.
We're all puppets. Let's not, even if you're in human form, in the grand scheme, we are all puppets a lot of the time.
In a larger metaphysical sense? Or
I'm just saying sometimes you have a certain, you know, it's not theater. It's not like everything we're doing is being expressed to the audience right there. There's a lot of hands on any particular performance.
Because Miles, you were in a great film, Oscar-winning film, Whiplash. Let's hear it for Whiplash. That's a smaller film, really emotional, really very intense film. This is a big blockbuster. Do you approach the craft the same way, no matter what the scale of the film?
Yeah, the exact same way. I think preparation is your greatest tool, because once you're on set, hopefully, you know, you're learning some things about your character, but all the homework should have been done beforehand. And for this one with Reed Richards, I knew this was a character with a great history. I kind of knew that I would be adding to the canon of not only Reed Richards but the Fantastic Four legacy. And yeah, I didn't know anything about him, but absolutely I tried to uncover as much as I could and figure out who, you know, Reed was before he becomes the silver-streaked Mr. Fantastic that everybody knows.
Now, here's a question for you, Jamie. You know, you're working with this film about teamwork, about people coming together, becoming sort of a family. How do you guys bond on the set? How do you get to know each other? How do you make sure the connection you feel in real life comes through on screen?
What did we do? Well, we were shooting the film in Louisiana, and weekends we go to New Orleans. And that'll bond anybody together. Michael and Miles have worked together before. Me and Kate have been friends for a very long time, so that always helps. But we just kind of hit it off pretty quick. And yeah, I think it is important. You know, you're going to spend a lot of time potentially with these people, so you want to like them as much as you can. Yeah.
Now, Kate, one thing that's been lacking in the whole superhero universe is a lot of women. You have a strong woman in this film playing the Invisible Woman. Why do you think that women haven't been represented that well when it comes to the superhero genre? And is it because women don't want to see these films? Because they're not Hollywood producers aren't casting them? What's going on, do you think?
I think that it's not specific to superhero films. I think women haven't been represented well in film in general. So I'm hoping that that is changing. I think that especially in the past year, there's been a lot of really great discussions about it. A lot of fantastic actors have sort of been outspoken about it. And so I hope that's just the start of more roles for women in all types of films.
Now, Michael, for this movie, what was the hardest scene for you to film? Now, people here haven't seen the film yet, but I'm wondering, is there something you can tell us that has no spoilers that tells us what the hardest scene was for you to film?
I mean, it was a very challenging film as a whole to shoot, but I think whenever you're dealing with green screen, you can't really see what you're interacting with. You can't see the world right there on the spot. You have to trust the director and the writing, the story that you're in, the direction that you're getting, that you're not going to look stupid. I think that's the hardest thing, is just fully committing to a world that you can't see and you don't really know exists until they put the visual effects in.
Now, a question for Miles. People are already talking about sequels. How much planning has been done so far on a sequel happening? I mean, do you envision a sequel happening for this film?
No idea.
No idea? Give us something, man.
Question. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I know that with movies this size, if a studio is going to invest the kind of money into it, the movie's got to return something. So I think after the movie comes out, if it does well, and if the powers that be, by that I mean Fox, feels like, yeah, people are supporting this franchise and want to see it more, then we'll move on. I know there's been talk about possibly, an X-Men kind of mixing, and I think that would be great because I just love all those actors. I would love to have a scene with Jen or Fassbender or McAvoy or, any of those guys. So,
do you think the Fantastic Four could take the X-Men?
I mean, guys.
Man, look at this group.
Yeah.
We're pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We're pretty awesome.
I can stretch, so.
Now, we're actually going to pause here for a second and take some questions from you, from the audience, because we want to sort of get you in the mix too. If you have questions for the cast of the Fantastic Four.
Hi, this question is for Miles. Being now in the Divergent series and now in Fantastic Four, how has it been working in sci-fi movies?
Yeah, it's been great. Now we're filming Allegiant right now. I came up here for a week and then I go back there, and it's nice when you can do a movie that's a part of a franchise, because every year you come back and you get to kind of further establish, you get to really make a long journey with your character, but also just the camaraderie that you get with your cast and the crew, and I would love to do this movie with all these guys for the next however many years. It creates a really nice environment, and it's fun. On that movie, I'm like, just a part of the greater ensemble, and so I just get to have fun with it.
Right. Another question?
There's been a little bit of controversy over Sue Storm's adoption, and I think it's a great idea and just how it was used. But what I really want to know is how it affects Sue as a character and how heavily it's addressed within the film.
Who wants to answer that?
We haven't seen the film, so we don't know exactly how heavily it's addressed in the film, but in the script and the story, I think it's very, as a matter of fact. It's not really, I don't think it's, too much attention.
We consider ourselves, like, we played it as any siblings would, because
that's our reality.
Yeah, and Sue was adopted at a very young age, so there's no difference. The adoption really has no relevance to our story.
I got to say, I do find it amazing, an interesting question, but I do find it amazing people are talking more about, are more confused about interracial families than they are about interdimensional travel in the movie. And what is going on?
It's a good point.
Why is that? It's very odd, but maybe it's just me.
I love it.
Yeah.
Right there?
I'm the mom of a teenage son, and his friend is with us today. Can you give some advice to teenagers who are at the beginning of their journey and they're looking forward to what they might want to accomplish? How did you guys get to where you are at such young ages?
I mean, for me, honestly, it's probably my parents. My mom and my dad, they've been together 30 years. They've set the example of hard work and sacrifice to push us ahead, to give us opportunities that they might not have had growing up. I think growing up, in Newark, New Jersey, so close to the city, being able to see different cultures, see different walks of life, being able to interact and be as diverse as possible definitely helped me, just be open to so many more opportunities and just being focused, stay focused, stay. Read as much as you can, stay in school. All the cliches that your parents tell you, like listen, because it's going to pay dividends down the road.
Right. How about over there?
Hi, my name is Wesley. I have a question for all of the Fantastic Four of you. I was just wondering which characters from the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe you would most like to see your character act alongside.
I'd like to act alongside Kitty Pryde. Yeah.
Spider-Man would be pretty cool. Yeah, Spider-Man pretty cool. Johnny and Peter Parker are best friends in the universe, so that would be pretty cool.
I'm gonna go with Superman because I feel like Reed. I keep waiting for him to make a move.
Whoa, DC, bro. DC. Oh. You just. What? Oh! You just stung yourself. You just stung yourself.
I will go with Spider-Man.
Good one.
Settle down.
Relax.
Jamie Bell.
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'd like to club a Wolverine or something. That'd be good.
Yeah, that would
Okay, I'm going to give my answer. I want to see you guys act alongside the Incredibles. They're Pixar, but still, I think that'd be interesting to see that Fantastic Four take them on.
I love it.
Okay. Right there?
Hi. What film role or any kind of TV role inspired you to become the actor you are today?
Pinocchio.
It's open to anyone. If you
I know, you meant that.
Yeah, I did actually, yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Sissy Spacek in The Coal Miner's Daughter.
Throwback. Good one. That was good.
Yeah, I think for some of us wanted to be actors our whole lives. Others kind of found it much later on in life. So for me, movies, I didn't watch a movie and was like, I want to be in movies. Kind of came through theater and then, just loving acting, so.
Well, I want to follow up on that. Michael, you were in Chronicle before this.
Yep.
It was Josh Trank, who also directed this film. Your Chronicle.
Thank you.
How did that prepare you for this role?
Green screen. A lot of high wire work, with the harnesses and stuff like that, and flying and all the special effects, and just using your imagination as much as possible. How much your imagination lends you to the world and allows you to kind of just picture, whatever you're supposed to be seeing and doing larger than life, actions and stuff like that. So I think definitely that definitely paid off and helped me out a lot on this project.
Right, another one? Right there.
This is for Jamie. I must say Billy Elliot was one of the most fantastic performances I've ever seen.
Thank you very much.
I would like to know if you have been approached over the years from young boys and girls that you've inspired to go into ballet because you had such an extraordinary performance and showed that you can come from anywhere and pursue your talent and dreams.
Thank you very much for saying that. It's very, very sweet of you. Yes, that film has done something to a lot of people. It's a film that's very close to me because it mirrors a lot of what my life was at that time. It strikes on universal themes. He's the underdog. He's the kid who wants to do something that he shouldn't do. And I still to this day, have people come up to me that not only did it make them go into dance, but they'll say things like, it has really affected me and helped me with my relationship with my father. It eventually allowed me to come out as gay, realize myself, find myself in some way. The movie's now musical now. It's playing in like so many countries around the world. It's such a important character. It's way bigger than me. It feels good. I'm very proud of that. To have done something like that means a lot to me.
All right, what do we got here? Right there.
As somebody who grew up with the original Fantastic Four series.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, you could have dated my daughter, but you just blew it. Now,
Touche, you got it.
Johnny Storm. Johnny Storm. I'm a dad. What can I tell you? Johnny Storm was the hothead in
Yes.
the original series. Always got him into trouble. Is he a hothead? Can you tell us whether or not he's the same type of hothead?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of similar characteristics from the original films that you grew up with how many years ago? Oh, just check it. It's okay. No, I'm just messing with you. No, I'm just messing with you. No, you got a lot of the same similar characteristics. But when you change the cast, things are going to change, regardless of, the obvious, So there's always going to be different variations of that character, but we try to stay true to a lot of the, familiar characteristics that everybody grew up with and that know so well.
Right there.
Hi. I have a question for everyone, but I just want to say, Miles, I'm a big fan. Sutter Keeley has my heart.
He's gonna break it, but he thanks you too.
Oh, but I love him. So where do you guys see yourself as actors in like 30 years? Like, where would you like to be?
30 years.
Oh, man.
I can't even see where I am in
30 minutes.
in 3 months. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I hope, and I had a friend, he was it wasn't too long ago, and he was doing a play with Al Pacino, and he said that he went into Al Pacino's house, and in the backyard of Al's house, he calls it Al's bunker. I forget what he calls it, but basically has this room, and inside, he said he went on the table, and the table was just full of like craft acting books and plays and all these things, and he's still, these guys are still excited and they're still yearning and trying to do a performance that they haven't gotten to do. Because I feel like we have all these things we want to do, but you just got to do. It's like, okay, you can do one in the summer and then you can do, one here, but I think that it's an insatiable appetite. I really do think that you're always wanting to, and I think we all learn something more about ourselves when we go through a rewarding process. So hopefully just still doing it, man. You look, it's just keeping the passion for that long, I think would be such a gift.
I have a sort of follow-up question there. I mean, Kate, we know from your career on House of Cards that it's sometimes hard to plan for where a character is going to go. Things can end suddenly. No spoilers, but things can end suddenly. And I'm wondering, along those lines, do you prefer movies to TV now, or which do you prefer? Where do you see yourself doing more of in the future?
Yeah, I mean, one of the great things about being on House of Cards was that I actually knew exactly how many episodes I would be in before we ever started shooting, and that to me is much more appealing because I do get a little bit antsy. I like, one of my favorite things about acting is you get to really focus on one character for a certain amount of time, and then you let it go, and then you try something else on. So television scares me in that way, unless it's a contained amount of time. I'm not. Yeah, I think I'm too nervous to do that kind of thing.
To commit to like 10 seasons or something.
Yeah, no, I can't do.
I don't know if you guys know this. You sign on for a TV show. Once you test for the pilot, you sign on for 7 years, and most shows don't get picked up. Most shows that get picked up only go one season. But as an actor, you commit to 7 years. This is what they're going to pay you, and that's it.
All right there.
Miles, very quickly, my friend Dana told me to tell you she loves you. My question is actually for Michael, though.
You followed through on that for Dana.
Yeah, I did. I had to. For Michael, I'm actually a Philadelphia native. How was it working on like such an iconic film with such an iconic actor such as Sylvester Stallone?
It was incredible, man. I think as a younger actor, when you look up to certain actors, when you get an opportunity to work with an actor that's been doing it for like 40 years, you never know exactly what you're gonna get, But since the moment I met Sly, he's been nothing but awesome and incredible and super collaborative and so easygoing, and you are a little nervous, interacting with these characters who've been around for such a long time, that people are so, that love these characters so much. But working with Ryan Coogler again made it a very easy transition for me. You know, Sly made me feel very comfortable taking over that role, and it was a great time. It was a great experience. I'm from the East Coast, so Philly isn't that far. You know, my sister went to Temple University, so Philly isn't strange to me whatsoever. So I think the hardest thing was shooting in the winter. Yeah, it was cold. Yeah, it was cold.
Now, what did you have to train more for, the Fantastic Four or for Creed?
Creed. I was actually training for Creed on Fantastic Four, same as Miles for his Bleed for This. He played a boxer as well right after. We were kind of training at the same time, and our workout regimen was pretty intense. I was gaining muscle, he was losing weight, and so
I'd always be looking at what he was getting to eat. I was like, ah.
So it was fun, and it's kind of crazy how like we've been on like just similar kind of like journeys at the same time. So we kind of push each other to kind of continue to work hard and do the best work we can, as we all do.
I'm still on that line. So you're gaining muscle. He's
losing weight. Yeah.
Okay.
So I ate whatever.
I had to lose like 20
pounds.
pounds. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of cool.
Mike kept busting out of his suit. He put on like 17 pounds of muscle, I think, in like 2.5 weeks, something crazy. In his suit, he was just not. They couldn't zip it up.
Those posters around town, it's really because I couldn't like breathe. It was ridiculous. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
As a follow-up to that, I mean, this whole panel, you've been on in a lot of great movies. I mean, Fruitvale Station, another great movie that you were part of, really sort of ahead of its time in terms of addressing issues of police brutality. And you were in Snowpiercer, a film that I saw with my son not long ago, my 13-year-old son who's right there in the audience there. Okay. And I'm wondering, how can you tell a film was working? Can you tell from the script? Can you tell from when it's filming? You never know until afterwards you sit in the theater and you're finally seeing it. When do you know when a film is actually going to be something special?
I don't know. I've been waiting for that feeling for about 15 years. I don't know when it happens. I really don't. I mean, it's really, there's like some kind of alchemy that happens, I think. I mean, it's not about money and it's not about time. A lot of it is to do with actors. I mean, Miles shot Whiplash in 19 days.
Yep.
And that's a great movie. I mean, I wonder if you had like 3 months to shoot it, would it be as great?
It'd been worse.
It would have been
probably,
worse.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the right ingredients are that that guarantees you this is going to be great. There's never a guarantee. There's so many moving parts about filmmaking that have to all kind of click into place at the right time. You just never know.
Right. Another question. How about back there?
Quick question for Jamie.
Yeah.
So you were in Snowpiercer with Chris Evans, who was the previous Human Torch. Not to put you on the spot, but did you prefer working with him or Michael Jordan?
Not to put you on the spot.
Not to put you on the spot.
Well, it's Michael, obviously. It's Chris.
I love that I made you reach out and touch me, and then you took it away.
Yeah, no, they're both great.
It's okay, yeah.
Both great.
We're pretty cool.
Yeah, love them both.
All right. Right there. How about that little boy in the glasses?
Miles, who's your favorite Marvel character that is not from the Fantastic Four?
Good question.
Excellent question.
Superman. No, I'm just
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, I really dug Gambit. I think Gambit was pretty cool, so I'm excited to see what Channing does with him. Good question.
All right. How about right here in the front row?
So one is for Miles and one is for the whole cast. Miles, what's your dream theater role to play here in New York?
I'd want to do, not right now, but in a couple of years, as I got a little older, I'd like to play Applegate from Damn Yankees. I played him in high school, and I feel like there's just something left with that guy that I never got to do. So that would be great.
And I did theater in high school, and one of my favorite traditions was taking something from the props department. So did you guys get to take any souvenirs from the set?
It's still stealing, but yeah. I took my character's glasses, my notebook, and a spring from my wardrobe.
No, I didn't.
I think I took all Johnny's Jordans. I took all of his sneakers, for sure. Yeah. What?
I took, my character likes baseball. He wears a baseball shirt, so I nicked that. Just a little bit of that.
Right, so on that note, I want to thank the cast of the Fantastic Four, Miles Teller, Kate Mara, Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Bell, Fantastic Four. Thanks a lot for coming to the Wall Street Journal.